Morning out there. I need to check an email right quick. Okay. That involved my other job, my real job. Okay. Let us put that up. And let's make sure we're running clean. Let us. Yep. Okay. Meow. Okay. Record. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Resales. Name's Ryan. I get stuff from yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, flea markets, sides of the road, and random backyards, and get them and try to flip them for a few extra dollars online. This weekend, hit a few yard sales. Not a ton of success for eBay purposes. Found a couple things, but they're more going to be like flea market flips than anything else. But had decent weekend with some sales, including some very interesting things that are not in my wheelhouse. But I paid attention, and we'll see how it goes. So let's get to what we're going over first. Sales, and then a couple finds, and we'll see what you say. Anyway, here we go. All right. Topics in stereochemistry. Boom. Academic books. A pair of these for $13. Out of print academic works with funny titles can sell. What happens here usually is you'll find some of the small sellers. You'll find some of the big sellers or some other folks that will take something like this and crank the price up really high because they don't sell often. One reason they don't sell often is because they're really high. Two, there's not a lot of demand for this type of stuff. And so the trick here is to underprice those guys but put it at a price where it'll sell. And so I may have had these. I've got a box right there that has, it's a file box full of these types of books. I got them. I've got 3 books that I think I'll sell them for. That may bring $500 in a long time, but I think I may actually get it eventually. But most of the stuff is they're $10 to $20 books, so that people are trying to get $75, $100 for them, with no rationale as to what the market is. Nobody knows what the market is until a guy like me comes along and sells these for $13. So I would say get them, but only if you can get them cheap, and only if you got the space. Because otherwise, I think I sell something like this like once a quarter. So you got to make sure you have the space for them whenever you pick something up like this. So anyway, topics in stereochemistry. Okay. All right. And usually stuff like this will come from a college that donates library books to a Goodwill, to a thrift store. That's kind of where these types of things tend to come from. All right. Next up, I went for $13. Where'd you go? I pulled you out. Where'd you go? You're over there. All right. We're going to talk about this one in a minute. Richard Scarry's best storybook ever. 1968. $13. This is a slow seller, but this does sell. But you got to get a clean one. I have run across multiples of these where you'll see like kids with crayon drawings in them, and a little bit marked up. Don't pick this up. It's hardcover. Don't pick this up unless it's a clean copy. Maybe if there's a name in the front. But otherwise, go through it and make sure it's not marked up. Because, I mean, this one went for $13. And it's clean as you're going to get. So, which means anything marked up is not going to go well. All right. That's a bundle. That's a bundle. That's a find. Okay. Bundling books seems to be my niche. Robert Heinlein book bundle. 5 books. These are little vintage. $20. Shipped out the door. So grab Heinlein when you can get them cheap. I got most of these at my Goodwill. Somebody dropped off a stash, and there was a ton of Heinleins, and they were $1 a piece, and I grabbed every single one I could because that's the price I think you pay for Heinlein books. You look them up individually because some of them are worth a little bit more money, and I've got a few like that listed individually. But a lot of them, they're pretty steady, $3-ish per on eBay when you bundle them. So this is actually a little bit more than that. So, but then these are older. These are like the vintage 1960s, 1970s paperbacks for the most part. So that's why you can bundle these up and do pretty good. Next up is another consistent seller in bundles for me. I need to stop I need to just grab them even when I find them individually. I Survived series. If you can pick these up 50 cents a piece, grab them because they will sell. This is a batch of 9 that sold for $17. So grab them when they're cheap. This isn't a $2 a piece book. This is I get these 50 cents a piece or less when I can. So worth snagging. All right, next up. Back to Eden. Talked about this last week when I grabbed it off the shelf. This one sold for $20. This sold for $20. 15. This one sold for $15. I sold like a 1970s version of this for $100, like the first edition paperback or something, for like $100 a few like a month ago. And then I saw this one and I grabbed it. So $15 for this one. This is the 55th anniversary edition or something like that. So hippy dippy tree huggery stuff. Grab it. Toys. I got this Friday. Listed it Friday, and it sold a couple days ago. This is a Tootsie Toy boat and trailer. The boat's the important thing. Most of your older Tootsie Toy stuff from the 70s and 80s, you can barely bundle it and flip it. I'll bring it out. If I get it for a quarter, 50 cents a piece of car, bring it out to the flea market and try to get it. And there's occasionally a collector who collects that stuff. But this guy, this is one of the rare things from that era is this boat. And this is missing the motor and the windscreen. Otherwise, in pretty good shape. And this went for, with the motor, I think it was $12 that this sold for. Where'd you go? Yeah, $12 for this and this. It sold pretty quick, but I think somebody put an offer in on this. I think I had it for $15 or $17, and they put and I had set for an automatic offer, and somebody snatched it up. I think I saw this exact boat and trailer went for but with the motor and the windshield went for over 20. So $12 for this is probably about right. Anyway, that's what I snagged and sold really quickly. What else did I sell? I do cross-listing occasionally on Poshmark. It's not the best platform, but when you got some stuff that's slow moving, it's a good market for clothing and accessories and that sort of stuff. So I cross do stuff there sometimes. I sold some of this stuff. Women's mini purse backpacks. This is a Winnie Pooh one by Danny. Is the brand. It's leatherish, small, compact, interesting. $25 plus shipping on Poshmark for this one. And this other one is a brand you need to watch for. This is an MTV mini backpack by Loungefly. Picked this up probably $7 or $8 at Goodwill. Sold it for $65. You're gonna see more Loungefly stuff come on the market. They do pop culture stuff. Actually, when I grabbed this one, I thought it was Loungefly at first, but it was a Winnie the Pooh character. It's a nice one, but it doesn't bring the price tag that Loungefly does. There are some Loungefly backpacks that are going to go really kind of pricey, so keep your eye out for them. Particularly if they're in really good condition. This one barely been used. I don't even know if this one been used at all. It still has like the original padding and all the stuffing and stuff in it. So I just need to wrap it in a plastic bag, put it in a box, and it can go. So, Loungefly. Keep an eye out for it. They make a lot of mini backpacks. They make some small like clutch type purses or something like that. And they're, if you see some sort of pop culture-y thing on a backpack, on a mini backpack, and it's like leather or vinyl, nice feeling, grab it, because you're looking at some money right there. All right. Quick jump on a few finds that I listed, that I snagged. I haven't looked this one up yet, but this, I got one of these for my wife before. It's like, that's a toolbox. No. This is a Wilton cake decorating tool caddy. And I need to clean it up a little bit. But inside is a thing for cake decorating tips. And the bottom is just storage. And you put, actually these sections are for dyes, food dyes. So, I need to look this one up because I grabbed it because my wife uses hers. My wife does a lot of home cake decorating stuff. She's a pretty good amateur at it, and this has been really handy for her. So I'm interested. So I snagged this, and I haven't looked it up yet, but I really think I might be able to sell this actually on eBay, even with the size and weight it is. It may go, will this be a $30, $40 item on eBay? Maybe, and it would be worth throwing on there. Particularly Ground Advantage. So I'll have to look it up and see. If not, I'll bring it out to the flea market, see if I can't get like $10 for it. Because someone who is in cake decorating will know what that is, and they're like, "Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna grab that because that's X amount on the shelf." All right. Next up, handful of neat finds. None of this is like super exorbitant yet. Couple of fun Matchbox cars. These I'll probably put on my dollar table, or I'll lot them up. If I can get a few more older Matchbox cars, I'll lot these up. Same thing, a small Midget train. This would probably lot up okay if I had more of them. And this bad boy. I may post this actually on a couple Facebook groups before I go any further with it. What this is the top to a 1980s Stomper battery powered off-road truck, and these sell. I know Stomper stuff, and there's a couple. I think Remco made some. Also, some of the knockoff brands made a couple of their own versions of these. But this stuff is pretty good seller too, and so, but I may try that on a different spot next. I think that's mostly. Oh, fun little thing that I found that I'm going to try is one of the best things you can do on eBay, if you can pull it off, is multi-item sales. That's what that is. I got a box of these, and what these are folding like credit card knives. There's a transformer, maybe. So, and it looks like you can sell about 10 or 15 of these for, I got them about a quarter a piece. And so 10 of them for $10. Bring them out to the flea market, get $1 a piece for them. Got them a quarter a piece. I think I picked up about 200 of them. So we'll bring them out and we'll see how it does. See how they do. See if they flip. If you go to my eBay link below and get something off my eBay and send me a message, I'll send you one for free. Yeah, there's an incentive. Anyway, oh, I need to talk about something. I sold this book. They haven't paid for it yet because they bought it in a bundle with 2 or 3 other books that I'm waiting for them to pay for. Think That I Saw on Mulberry Street by Dr. Seuss. I'm like, well, what's the weird thing about a Dr. Seuss book? This is one of the discontinued Dr. Seuss books that caused a little bit of a controversy last year or year before, where eBay was actually pulling these things off because there's some racist-ish content in this and 3 or 4 other books. And what happened was the Dr. Seuss, whoever prints Dr. Seuss books, actually just discontinued the books. I think the sales on them were pretty low anyway. But they discontinued the books because of the content and because of the low sales. Well, it looks like at least this one, and I think I got access to a couple more, may be okay to put back on the market again. And this went for about $12. The first edition, the early editions of this, this is like a beginner book I could read all by myself. But the early editions of this are running up there pretty quickly. But this one, $12. It's a clean copy. So we'll see if it goes. Now I think eBay. I took a little bit of a chance for a couple reasons. One, I wanted to see. I saw some that had sold. I was like, I wonder if eBay's not making people pull those. The algorithm can only catch so many things sometimes. 2, eBay isn't going to ding you hard if you have something like that, and it's not like you're selling Nazi propaganda or something like that, or guns or any like the really prohibited items. What it looks like is if you're trying to sell a book on eBay and it's one of their restricted books, they'll just yank it and tell you. They're not going to ding you and cause your account to get suspended for a single violation like that. They're just going to say, you can't do that. So that's kind of that range right there. So we'll see how it goes once I get a person actually pays for it, and we'll go from there. Anything goes. Nice boat. Yes. Very nice boat. Very nice boat. It's great. I love finding good toys to sell. And if you know Tootsie Toys, you know that's a kind of a rare item. I got a couple viewers. Anybody got any questions, comments, snide remarks? If you want to make fun of my hat, I'll ban you. Not really. It's engagement, and that works too. Give the lag a second to catch up for y'all. And I'll be hitting the Goodwill store later today, hopefully, and see if we can't find some. I haven't found a whole lot lately, other than that Back to Eden book, but there hasn't been a whole lot that I've come away with. There's been a big number of romance novels lately, and so there hasn't been much of anything to snag. So with that, we will head on out. Have a good day. Like, comment, subscribe. And y'all have a good one. Get some stuff